Hello my creative peeps and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my pen pal journal that I do with Jenny. If you're new here, you probably have not seen this because it has been a long time since I did an entry, so I'm so glad I was finally able to catch up and send this journal back to her. This is the second journal that we have swapped back and forth. We each do a page, so I did a little flip through for you. That is her last page. I will leave the video to her process linked below so you can check that out. But, excuse me, this month's prompts that she gave me were the color red, a quote, and layers. There we go. So I decided to draw a mermaid tail, which is something that I have not done in a while, but I really enjoy doing, so I thought I would do that. I'm going to make it a red tail to go along with the prompt there. So you'll get to watch this unfold. I of course sketched it out first, and I'm going to play with my watercolors today. In this video, I had not fixed my palette, so you can see all the little weird magnet pieces and the palette out of order, but after this video, I did fix the palette, so super excited about that. First, I went in with this color, which I thought was going to be red, but it was pink, so then I swatched out some of the colors to pick what I wanted next. I went in with the kind of this terracotta color. It's a rose something something, and did some of the more shadows, I guess you could say, with this color, and then I'll go in with the fire engine red to add some more detail color laydown. I had so much fun doing this page. Now, you may be wondering if we are going to continue and do a third journal. We aren't sure what we're going to do. There was mention of maybe changing up the swap or continuing the journal, or if if poor Jenny has the patience to wait for me. So yeah, I will keep you guys posted on what's going to go on next. I took my brush and that deep red color and made some swirls into the tail, which I really enjoyed. I thought it gave it some awesome texture. So as you can see, I'm taking my mop brush and I'm just sprinkling in some indigo and some other blues, creating kind of like an oceanic background. The tail wasn't completely dry yet, so I tried not to get too close to it because I did not want the blue to bleed into the red. So as it started to dry more, I started to get closer to the tail, and that worked out pretty well. You guys know I'm like crazy impatient, so I was pretty sure I was going to mess it up, but I didn't, so that was good. So after I got all those watery textures down, I apologize about the dog barking. Next, I knew I wanted to add some textures to the tail, so I swatched out several different Prismacolor pencils and kind of picked a few that I thought would be good to draw some scales with. So I did that. I just drew some sporadic scallops and then colored in kind of the center of the scale. It creates a really nice depth effect. Then I apparently went on a little break there to go grab my Arteza Real Brush pen, which I took to outline the tail with. I don't have a lot of red pens, but this worked just fine. I really enjoyed the color and how it all blended with the picture. I re-went over some of those lines that put the texture in the tail, and I went over the scales as well. Then I took my white Posca paint pen and filled in some of the empty spots where the scales were. Again, it just adds a lot more texture. Just adding more details. Then I took this blue shimmery color and wanted to make some wave shapes. I made some like curly waves and stuff. You can't really see it on camera, but you can see the shimmer in person and it looks really cool. That watercolor is from Rachel Beth Designs, I believe. There you go, you can see them a little bit. So after that dried, I tried to pick a color to do a little spot for my quote, and you guys know I've been obsessed with this skin tone acrylic lately. So I just put some of that down and I'm going to write my quote over that. I also put a little strip at the bottom that I'm going to put my date stamp in. This is my blue Posca paint pen that I wrote my quote in, and I chose a quote by Albert Einstein that says, "Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid." And I just really like that quote, so I went in with my Lamy pen and my Carbon Black ink, which is always linked in the description box below for you. And it just created some drop shadows on my quote. I cannot letter to save my life. I wish I could. I think lettering is beautiful, but it's not my strong suit. So I've been practicing on just creating drop shadows on my regular handwriting to make it look a little fancier. So far, so good. It definitely doesn't look perfect, but it does look cool. Then I took my white pen and just decided to draw some stars. Obviously there aren't stars underwater, but mermaids are kind of magical, so I feel like it all goes together, and it's art, so it doesn't have to be literal, and I can put them there if I want. Then lastly, I just took my date stamp and I'm going to stamp the date, and that completes my page. Don't forget to check out Jennie's process, linked in the description box below, as well as some of the products that I have used. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, leave them in the comments below. I always look forward to hearing from you. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.